What is going on, everybody? It is me again. It is HorrorFan34, and welcome to another video, and welcome to day 20 of the 31 Days of Horror Challenge in October. Now that we are on day 20 of the challenge, I figured I'd do this film next, because I remember in the past couple years that I've done this challenge, I've talked about the remake of this before. At least I'm very sure I have. But I never did talk about the original film. Because I know for the longest time I was never really a big fan of the original film, but as the years have gone by, I've warmed up to it more and more. And I happen to do like the original, but I still prefer the remake. But I still think it's a pretty decent flick, the original. It's just, when you warm up to a film over the years, you tend to like it more and more. And and same thing with this film. That review is going to be on The Hills Have Eyes, the 1977 original. Now, of course, written and directed by, I think it was written by, it was. So written and directed by the late great Wes Craven. Now, like I said before, when I reviewed The People Under the Stairs and everything for this month, always been a huge fan of Wes Craven. When he passed away, that was like a big gut punch to the horror community. Fantastic director. Seemed like a nice guy. Always did a good job on commentaries, and does a great job on this commentary that's on here. But he always gave really good informative commentaries. And going on to his filmography, my personal favorite of his is The Serpent and the Rainbow. I love The Serpent and the Rainbow with Bill Pullman, but I also really love The People Under the Stairs, Shocker, the original Elm Street, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, the Scream movies. So, Wes Craven always did a great job directing, even though a lot of his films, some of his films were not winners. I mean, like My Soul to Take, things like that, were not. I'm not really much of a fan of the original Last House on the Left. I prefer the remakes. This was kind of like in the same boat for me with the Last House on the Left, where I wasn't too big on the original, but I feel like this is much better than the Last House on the Left. But I still think the remakes of these are far more superior, at least to me. But for people who, The Hills Have Eyes, it's pretty much the same idea as the remake. You have a family making their way through the desert in California. They end up getting stranded out in the desert, and then there's cannibals out there in the desert killing people, pretty much. And there's these cannibals living in the hills of the desert, pretty much. But overall, this is a very well done flick. It is a really well done flick. First off, I think the cast does a great job. Dee Wallace, which is funny enough, I just came off of reviewing The Lost, based on the Jack Ketchum novel, and Dee Wallace had a role in that. Well, she's the star of this film. You have Martin Spear, Robert Houston, Susan Lanier, Russ Grieve, John Steedman, Virginia Vincent. You have James Whitworth as Jupiter, one of the cannibals, and of course you have Michael Berryman as Pluto. Without a doubt, I think Michael Berryman is without a doubt the highlight of the film. I think he does a great job as Pluto. And Michael Berryman, I've met him before in person. Really nice guy in person. Michael Berryman, great character actor. Whether it be Deadly Blessing or this film, or even his little part in Weird Science, he was really fun in that. But I think what makes this film work, first off, is the cast, and I really like the way that Wes Craven directs the film. It's definitely very, very gory. It's very gory. It's uncut, because I know the DVD's uncut. So it's very extreme stuff that goes on. And it's got a good musical score as well by Don Peake. I think he did a good job on the score. And Wes Craven did a nice job directing the film. It was really one of Wes Craven's first big movies before Elm Street, pretty much. And I like the setting of the desert. I like the cast. I think Dee Wallace is the best of the heroes of the film, other than Michael Berryman. I think Dee Wallace does a good job. The other cast members do a decent job, but I still think Dee Wallace was the best of the family members, I would say. But I still think Michael Berryman is, without a doubt, the highlight of the film. And, you know, it's just an overall, you know, there's not much more I can say about the original Hills of Eyes that hasn't been said before. I mean, I feel like everybody pretty much knows this film. And, you know, for what it is, it's pretty well done. I mean, like I said, like back in the day, I wouldn't be as kind on it as I am now, but I feel like I've warmed up to it over the years. Um, and it's an overall well done flick, and the DVD's great too. Great documentaries and things like that. But if you like the remake and if you want to see the original, I recommend that you do. Like I said, maybe you might not be too big on the original if you've seen the remake first, like I did. But you know, for me personally, I've warmed up to it over the years because I think it is a very well done flick. Like the cast helps, the musical score, the direction, the setting, and overall, it's a pretty decent Wes Craven film in my opinion. But that's pretty much it for my review for the original Hills of Eyes. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.